All right, in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys the defense. I'm gonna break it down again because there is a different adjustment. It's a small adjustment, but it's the one that I rely on the most because it can do pretty much everything. Stop the run, it can stop pass plays, right? You have really good pressure, really good blitz, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. Make sure you guys drop a like. The full scheme breakdown of my offense in the members area, make sure you check that out. But the over G, the 4-2-5, we're in the Bills defensive playbook. It is going to be my defense for a little bit. And the reason for that is because we have the 4-3 over solid. This is a really good, if you're really struggling versus someone versus the run, you could run this. And we have 3-3-5 over flex, nickel 3-3 over. And then we have the single mugs, double mugs, 2-4 double mug, 3-3 cub, which is pretty good. These defenses are pretty good if you're struggling as well. And then die normal, and that's pretty much it. Now you can find a different defensive playbook if you want, if you don't really like the way these are set up, because I want to say there's better versions of a defensive playbook with the 4-2-5 over G, but the 4-2-5 over G is pretty much the only defense I stay in now, man. As far as adjustments, now we want to go ahead and just take the personnel people, right? We want to make sure that we get speed on the field. So free safety Hamlin, and then you can take this guy out, right, and put strong safeties, another free safety here. If you're going to stop the pass play. However, if you think they're going to be running the ball out, then keep your linebackers in there for the shedding and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Understand what's happening. As far as the coaching adjustments, auto flip defensive play call off. And right now I just leave it with nothing until I see my opponent doing something I need to stop. Okay. So like if you're starting to hit like corner routes and stuff like that, obviously you're going to change your flats to like 30, 25, things of that nature. Or if they're running options, you'll go to conservative. So you focus on the QB. So if you're like running with someone who's running Lamar Jackson and he's like taking off the quarterback, you can put that on conservative so they'll focus on the QB. But like I said, it's those things where you have to watch what your opponent is doing, okay? You just don't set it up and then leave it there. Now, the play we're talking about is the SS Blitz 3 flipped. Remember, it always has to be flipped. And you have to be careful because if we're going to turn off auto flip defensive play call, right? And we're gonna flip the play and you shade underneath, any slot receiver that goes on a streak on the seam route up the left side of the hash is going to be pretty much be wide open. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful with how you run this defense. Make sure a lot of times what I'll do, I'll move the middle third. You'll see on the right side screen, I'll just put them in the middle. Okay. Like I said, if you leave the purples there, it's a match concept. That means they will man up those seam routes. They'll leave the underneath stuff open. If you shade down, they'll cover the stuff underneath. And it's really good defense for like RPOs and all that. They'll play underneath. However, now your seams are open and that is where the chess match begins. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, so SS Blitz 3, we'll just run verticals right now just so you guys can see the pass rush variant right here. And what I'm going to do here is first thing I'm going to do out of this play is QB contain, RB, R1, LB, L1 for QB contain. You'll see it right there on the left box and that'll put him in contain. And then I drag him and I bring him here. Now, you need to move the D line to the left on the D-pad, left on the stick, on the left stick, right? Just like that. That's all you need to do right here on this play right here. And then this guy, like I said, I'll move him maybe a little bit over, but if I'm keeping the match concept with this guy, right, the seam flat, then I don't really need to worry about the seam. He should be able to guard it and we'll man up the seam routes on verticals. Like I said, the underneath stuff, like say that running back goes on a table route, then yeah, then you're kind of cooked there. So right here, we're just gonna go ahead and I'm put myself on a blue. I'll pass commit if I know it's a pass. If not, don't do it. And then we'll see how this play turns out here. And you'll notice right off the bat, bro, you can already see my guy Hamlin's or Franklin's already in X Factor, or he was. But let's go to instant replay, man, so you can see just how scary this blitz is, bro. Okay, sometimes you'll get this guy coming off the edge, or sometimes it'll be this guy just straight for the QB, bro. Now, like I said, maybe put speed there. I have Bosa, so Bosa's just coming right for him. You know what I mean? But if you don't have a Bosa, just put your fastest guy right here so he can get off the line and get to the QB damn near instantly. Now, one of the things that I like about this play, right, is that a lot of the times I can take my right side of the field, right, my left defensive end, which is backwards, right, move this guy and then put him on a vertical hook. So left on the D-pad twice, selecting B, and then left stick down for vertical hook. Okay, like that. And I'll run a 4-man, okay? And this is what I love about this play is because with the 4-man, you can legit move this guy if you have the time to the other side of the field. Because now we have the vertical stuff covered for the most part until the seam can pick it up, the match concept. So again, right here, There he goes again, straight for the QB. Tell you guys, man, a glorious defense. So let's see what's happening on this play. And then I'll show you like if the quarterback would run underneath. So right here, it's a 4-man pass rush. Bosa's just coming in free like this. If it's not Bosa, it's this guy. One of them is going to come in free if you move the defense to the left, okay, for the most part, okay? Now, if it's not working for you, then pinch the defense. You'll find it. Not all offensive formations are going to react the same or the defense to the offense. So you might have to pinch the D-line, try to figure out on the fly, you know? Now, another good thing about leaving these guys, let's say you're facing a mobile QB, you want to spread the D-line, left on the D-pad, left stick up for spread, QB contain like this, okay? What's gonna happen here is the QB thinks he can run out of the pocket and you have your edge defenders ready to take that out. You can bring this guy down here to the middle, right? We don't know what he's gonna run. We don't know what he's gonna throw. He could try to throw the choice route if he cuts in, and we could just stay underneath. Now, he kind of bumped there. He bumped there. I don't know, why is he an X Factor? Bro, one play, this guy's an X Factor. Let's see what happened there. I really wanna see myself. I guess the match concept just didn't cover him right. Like I said, the matchup principles are a little different. He actually stayed low. He stayed low, so this outside third has to help. Now, you can counter that by just manning him up, bro. So what we'll do here now, like if we see that play pop off like that, let's say he's mobile, we'll spread the D-line, QB contain here, right? And then we'll go ahead and just take A and then man him up to this guy, right? And we can just bring this guy over here. If we see that we're struggling anyway, we can do that. Now we have a little 5-man pass rush. Like I said, this setup is just to keep the mobile QBs contained, pretty much. All right, so you might get a sack, him trying to roll out, and you just play underneath coverage, boom, boom, like that. That's a good catch. Things of that nature. Now the blitz ain't gonna come in until you run it the way I told you. Move your defensive line to the left like this. You can even go as far as manning up A like this. You can run the vertical hook. Whatever you want to do, man. But if you want to leave that little 5-man pass rush, you can, and you can still contain from that side. So, ooh, good play. But yeah, and like I said, it's RNG. So the blitz gonna come in or it's not. Either or, when you get that one stop, man, you're gonna feel like, oh, holy crap, man, the game's turned, right? You get that one sack, and now they need 25 yards. You feel me? So there it goes again. Like it just depends on how long it takes for him to get that guy. Look at this guy. Oh, hanging in there. You would think on one hit they just sent him like 10 yards back. But yeah, that's the first setup. The other defense that I like to run in this one here is to stop the run. I'll show you guys real quick before we get off that right there. Now remember, you can play hard flats, watch the seams. Trust. You know what? Let me show you, because let me show you. We'll just run the same damn play. This one, I'm gonna play hard flat so you guys can actually see what happens when you don't. We'll set it up, but let's play wire triangle right stick down for hard flats, okay? You'll notice this guy's gonna be wide open. I won't even play it so you can see it. Here, right there. That guy's gonna be open because of the hard flat. So remember that. Be alert to the seam routes and the slot receivers. If I had to play hard flats, I would just go ahead and just man up this guy like this, okay? If I had to play the hard flats. You get what I'm saying? That's just what I would do. I would take the blitz away and just keep it a 4-man like this. And then come underneath, boom. But he's still getting smoked, but you guys get the idea. You know what I mean? Usually well, I can't really say they won't, but they may make that read. You can even bring this guy here, play the hard flats, shift the D-line left. And I wouldn't even QB contain. I would just keep it like this. Keep the 4-man pass rush going as strict as possible. We'll come underneath. And that there, like I said, you gotta be careful with the seam routes, because when you change out those match concepts where the defense starts to struggle. So be wary of that. Like I said, I won't really play hard flats. I'd rather just play Tampa 2. So what I mean by that, I'll just go to cover 2 defense, right? If I gotta play hard flats and leave it like that, I would just play a cloud flat. You get what I'm saying? And then I'll use her the same side as the running back and hit the line here. So if it was me, I'm just saying, but you will get cooked on the edge. Just remember that. But the AI already knows who to throw it to instantly. So, but that's the defense, man. You watching in my gameplays, I'm what, 12-0. I haven't really played a lot of games this year, but I do lab it a lot. Use it wisely. It's gonna come in cluster. You're gonna realize one play is gonna come in. You're gonna be like, holy crap, that's a damn good defense. But the pass rush in game is insane. Drop a like on the video. Love you guys, man. Peace.